Hey there, Addy here with Remax Active. I want to chat with you in regards to something that we've been seeing. We all know the rental market is really, really hot right now, and we're seeing more and more tenants are offering rent up front. And what I'm seeing is agents are basically going in and filling out the standard agreement of lease and saying that the tenant agrees to offer them first month and last 3 months rent. Well, according to the Residential Tenancies Act, that's illegal. You cannot charge a tenant additional deposit. So you need to have first month and last month. That's all the Residential Tenancies Act stipulates. But if you do have tenants that are offering more, the way you need to structure it is a little bit different. What you need to do is structure it in the clause. So you say in the standard agreement, it's first and last month, and you put additional term in there. And the additional term would read something like the tenant agrees not under duress or with their own voluntarily agrees to voluntarily provide a 3-month deposit, or not deposit, a 3 months rent in advance before, as of the closing of this, or as of the commencement of this lease agreement. And what that does, it actually showcases the tenant is voluntarily providing this information. The landlord is not putting pressure or not asking for this, because under the Residential Tenancies Act, the landlord cannot ask for additional deposits. It's a very, very important point that you should be looking at. So if you're doing a lot of leases, please make sure you have that in there. I wrote down a clause: the tenant without any undue pressure or duress agreed to provide the landlord with 3 months rent in advance as a deposit to be held by the landlord. Sorry, don't say as a deposit. In advance to be held by the landlord and deducted against the first 3 months rent payable on the first of each month. Again, these are little things that make a difference. So if the tenant decides at some point that he's going to go to the landlord and tenant board, let's say there's a dispute between the landlord and the tenant, and they go to the landlord and tenant board, and they see that it says first and last 3 months, right away, the landlord and tenant board is going to ask for your landlord to disperse back or give back the additional deposit. So please make sure you do that to protect your client. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so if you need to have this reviewed by, I recommend that you have this reviewed by a lawyer, the clause. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You could call me at the office, 416-292-6777. Take care. We'll talk soon.